G'day, Andrew Murray here from the Apartment Specialists with your apartment buying checklist. Now, if you follow these 6 points, you can't go wrong. Now, number 1 is finding out your purpose. Now, this is really, really important. And what I mean by this is, what is your focus on? What do you want to achieve? So, is it capital gain? Is it income your main driver, i.e. the rent minus the expenses? Or are you an owner-occupier, so location, you've got pets, things like that. Or is it lifestyle, where you're not too concerned about capital gain, so that's where leasehold is a very good option. Or are you high risk, where you're looking at leaky buildings and things that where you've got some insights into the construction industry. So that's really, really important that you figure out that, because that enables you then to figure out what apartments or what kind of apartments you're looking for. Okay, then you have number 2, which is what are your constraints? So this will be regarding on your finance. What's your budget? Are you a cash buyer? Have you actually figured out what you can afford? How big's your deposit? This is where you go to your bank or your broker, and I actually highly advise a broker, because they will actually, first of all, it's free obviously, but they'll actually choose the best bank for your situation, i.e. the best rates, the best lending criteria and size, things like that. Okay. Then number 3, what you're starting to do here is, I've actually given its own category in itself, and that is criteria. So what does having your purpose figured out, let's say it's capital gain, and so you can spend in finance, and you can spend up to $600,000. This is starting to give you criteria, and what criteria does is lead to questions, because there are over 900 apartments on the market, and this is always changing, but there are a lot more than houses, and there's so much choice. So you need the criteria to get these, basically 1,000 apartments down to these 15, 20 that you're actually looking at, and then go through and do your research. Okay. Now, number 4, I just touched on this before. Now, this criteria is going to give you the questions to ask the real estate agent. So when you inquire on that listing, you're going to say, okay, how big is it? Or what's the earthquake rating? Or obviously this is 2 bedrooms. Now, it's got another room. Is that big enough for a 3rd bedroom? Or, has it got 1 car park? Okay, it's got no car parks. Can car parks be rented in the building? All kinds of questions. And that's really important, because this will give you down to, you'll have basically 10 questions that'll help you whittle down that list to get the appropriate properties that you'll then go and look at. Okay. Then number 5 is, this is really important, and a lot of people don't actually do this one until the last minute. And it's something that I can actually recommend you in regards to different professionals, whether it's building inspectors, whether it's lawyers, whether it's accountants. But you need professionals to help you get the best apartment. And the most important one here is your lawyer, because your lawyer is probably going to be reading through those body corporate minutes in that condition you put in. They're going to be checking those extraordinary general meeting minutes. They're going to be helping you make sure that you're not buying into a building that's problematic. So make sure you've got your professionals that are going to support you chosen. Okay, and then number 6, which is the last one, is conditions. And obviously a lawyer will help you out with this, but also see the 4 conditions that I'll put in the podcast, basically 4 conditions every buyer should use. And this is where you're putting in conditions to enable you to do the research on the apartment that you have chosen that suits your purpose, to make sure that it's a safe one, a good one, and you're going to prosper from it regardless. I hope that helps. Feel free to go through other podcasts and obviously search the other ones, and especially buyer type. If you're a bit confused on purpose, look at under what kind of buyer are you, and that podcast, and that should help you figure that out. And obviously if you have any questions, just flip me an email, or any of the staff an email. You can send it to me on Andrew@apartmentspecialists.co.nz. Cheers. Bye.